Hey everybody, Randy Walker here, and I want to talk a little bit about Rafael Nadal. He just won his 21st major men's singles title, breaking the record that he shared with Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer. Brilliant 2-sets-to-love comeback against Daniel Medvedev in the final. But I want to talk about one of my funny Rafael Nadal stories that happened in 2004 when I was a press officer of the U.S. Davis Cup team. And you can see a team photo that I arranged at Delray Beach, Florida, during the quarterfinal match against Sweden. The team is Captain Patrick McEnroe, Andy Roddick, Marty Fish, and Bob and Mike Bryan. There's a little sandcastle replica of the Davis Cup that I arranged down there in Delray Beach. But in the final, we were playing Spain in Spain, and it was in Sevilla, Spain. It was in an outdoor soccer stadium in Sevilla. I think this is actually where I got my skull cap here, my U.S. Davis Cup team skull cap, which I'm wearing here in Florida today because it's below 50 degrees this morning. So anyway, so the Spanish team was consistent of Carlos Moya, who was number 5 in the world, Juan Carlos Ferreira, who was around 30 in the world, but had just recently, the year before, had won the French Open. Obviously, playing Spain in Spain, you're playing on clay. And the other 2 members of the team were, was it Lopez or Verdasco? One of the 2 was the doubles team. And then a 17-year-old kid named Rafael Nadal, who, nobody really knew too much about. I mean, he was ranked, I think, 51 in the world at the time, and was just coming up. And our team was obviously Andy Roddick, who was number 2 in the world, and Marty Fish, who was fresh off of winning the silver medal at the Olympics in Athens, and he was the number 2 player. And then you had Bob and Mike Bryan, who were the dominant doubles team. And during the week there in Spain, I was kind of monitoring what was going on, what was being said in the press conferences with the Spanish team, and talking to the Spanish press, so forth, about what they thought was going to happen. I mean, obviously, if you have Andy Roddick and Marty Fish playing against Carlos Moya and Juan Carlos Ferrero, presumably 2 former French Open champions who were great on clay, and both former number 1 players in the world, that's a tough ask. But then I started hearing from the Spanish press, they're like, they're probably going to put the kid in. They're probably going to put Nadal in. And I just was excited because here's a kid who's never played Davis Cup before. He was ranked 51 in the world, hadn't really done a whole lot in tennis. And actually, Andy Roddick had drubbed Rafael Nadal in the U.S. Open a few months earlier in, I think, either the second or the third round. I remember I was entertaining the famous Olympic Greco-Roman wrestler Rulon Gardner in a suite that night, and we watched Andy just completely destroy Rafa. So they're putting Rafa in the lineup, and he's going to have to play Andy on the first day. Andy's number 2 in the world. Rafa's number 51 in the world. And Rafa was destroyed by Andy a few months earlier. So I'm thinking, this is great. They're going to put the kid in. They're going to put Rafa in. We really could win this tie. I remember gleefully telling Patrick McEnroe when I went back to the team hotel or at practice, I'm like, the Spanish said they're going to put Rafael Nadal in to play Andy. This is great, etc. So they ended up, they did put Rafa in. He played Andy on the first day, and Marty Fish had played Carlos Moya and lost in straight sets to Carlos, which was not too unexpected, seeing that how good Carlos Moya is on clay. And then Rafa and Andy were playing in the second singles match in front of, it was like 30,000 fans there in Seville. It was the largest, I think the second largest or largest Davis Cup crowd at the time. And but Andy and Rafa had a barn burner, split the first 2 sets, and then Rafa squeaked out a tiebreaker in the third set, and then ended up winning a really tight 4-setter to put Spain up 2-0. The Bryans ended up winning the doubles on the second day, beating Ferrero was put in the doubles there as kind of sacrificial lamb. And then Andy and Carlos Moya played the 4th match on Sunday, and Moya too experienced, too good on clay for Andy, and we lost 3-1. But I just remember thinking, so funny, Angel was so excited that they were going to put Rafael Nadal in to play Davis Cup singles, and then sure enough, 6 months later he wins his first of 13 French Open titles, and so forth. So never going to underestimate Rafael Nadal again. But another fun little background thing is there's the poster from the U.S. Open from a Nike promotion. Federer and Nadal grapple in the apple, and kind of ironically that of all the tournaments and all the matches that Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer have played in their careers, they ended up actually never playing at the U.S. Open. So a little bit of irony there, but vamos Rafa, congratulations on number 21. What an amazing effort, amazing athlete, amazing champion. And that is Randy Walker here from chilly Vero Beach, Florida.